Hello. Well, recently you will probably recall I made a video about two box sets on Steptoe+Son, and they were put together by the BBC for playing on BBC radio, etc. Um, anyway, they are excellent, absolutely excellent, and I highly recommend them to you. But just to clarify a point here, I want to read you something from the notes from the BBC from part of this set that may clarify things a little bit more. Steptoe+Son, the BBC Radio Collection, Series 3 and 4 in this case. I've got 1 and 2 anyway. Written and adapted for radio by Ray Galton and Alan Simpson. Archive audio restoration by Keith Wickham and produced by Bobby J. Programme note. In 1965, after 26 episodes in 4 television series, the BBC One sitcom Steptoe+Son came to an end. The show remained widely popular, and the programme's writers, Galton and Simpson, shared the view of its stars, Harry H. Corbett and Wilfred Bramble, that the series had now run its course. However, the BBC were reluctant to allow the Steptoe+Son brand to vanish altogether, and in order to keep the programme alive in some form, they arranged for 21 episodes to be completely re-recorded for BBC Radio. The BBC staff producer assigned to manage the transition was Bobby J, already a veteran BBC man. J would later rise to become head of light entertainment for radio. However, in 1966, he'd never produced a sitcom before. The bulk of the work had until this point been popular music programmes like Trad Tavern 61 to 2 and Victor Sylvester's Music for Dancing 61 to 62. With no substantial script writing experience of his own, Jay brought in writer Gail Pedrick to help him adapt the existing television scripts for radio. Pedrick's work for the BBC dated back to 1925 as a broadcaster on BBC's 5PY station, and he'd been writing radio scripts for the corporation since 1937, even becoming the BBC script editor in 1946. Among the scripts Pedrick read and rejected in the 1950s were a number of early comedy sketches by a young Ray Galton and Alan Simpson. In 1964, Pedrick had written a Steptoe+Son novelisation for Hodder and Staunton, based on Galton and Simpson's early scripts for the programme. A second novelisation, awful term that, isn't it, was published in 1966. 13 episodes were initially chosen for adaptation into radio scripts. All were taken from the first 3 television series. The 4th, and for the moment final, series was overlooked altogether until a second radio series began the following year, starting transmission on the 11th of June 1967. Both Harry H. Corbett and Wilfred Bramble returned to their familiar roles for the programme. Some of the guest stars from the original television series, such as Leonard Rossiter, were also asked back. Further radio remakes would follow in the new decade. However, they would be without Gail Pedrick. On the 23rd of February 1970, the writer collapsed and died suddenly while waiting for a train at Tottenham Court Road tube station. He was just 64 years old. In all, Pedrick's contribution to the Steptoe+Son oeuvre was considerable. His and Jay's radio series eventually presaged Steptoe+Son's full-time return to BBC television, now in colour, in 1970. And these are the notes by Charles Norton. So I hope that makes it a little bit clearer. There were transcription discs that were put together and used in Commonwealth countries under the BBC sort of auspices at that time, and some went to Australia and various places where Steptoe+Son are proven to be very, very popular. So I hope that clears it up, and now you know what the history is behind these radio adaptations, etc. Okay, thanks for watching, and if you've been interested in this, please leave a like, please click a like, or if you're not subscribed, it would be nice to have you subscribe because it helps the channel anyway. Okay, bye for now. Have a great day.